Some of the beautiful Philadelphia skyline, some of the new buildings being added to Philadelphia. Isn't it just amazing? Let's take a little closer look here. And that new building has been planned for a while. The building on the right is the Comcast building, one of the tallest buildings in North America. Let's take a closer look again. And here's a closer view of the skyline of Philadelphia. Some of the buildings that are going up. These are the buildings that we saw from the distance. The building that's closest to us, the skyscraper, is the Comcast building. And that's one of the tallest buildings in North America. We had taken a look at it about a couple miles away, but now we're right next to it. We'll get even closer, but you can see here are some other buildings nearby, just to give you an idea of what's nearby. And City Hall is right on our left. You can see it here. They are really building up the skyline of Philadelphia. It's so impressive to see everything. I think it's a long-term strategy on Philadelphia's part. Now don't forget, around 1850, Philadelphia was the largest city in New York. Was the largest city in the United States. New York only became larger as a result of the Erie Canal and all the trade that came through New York due to the Erie Canal and due to all the trade that went on to Europe. Philadelphia, unfortunately, didn't quite catch up, and now it's not even number 2 or number 3 in terms of largest cities in the United States. But as I said, it was number 1 in 1850 in terms of the largest cities in the United States. And we'll just take a closer look at these beautiful skyscrapers. The other one going up right next to the Comcast tower. Isn't that beautiful? And we'll take a closer look here, just for the aficionados of different buildings in the United States, just to see what they look like up close and personally. Here we have just a slightly closer view of the beautiful buildings. And you can see all the construction that's going on around here. Even more construction. Beautiful, tall buildings in Philadelphia. And there, right in front of us, is the Pennsylvania Railroad Suburban Station. There's another much larger station about 20 blocks to the west of us here. Another view of the new tower under construction. This is Comcast Center. Just taking a look above it. And Comcast has actually put up the other tall building right next door. That's the building that we were just seeing. What an amazing pair of buildings. As I said earlier, Philadelphia is known for putting up buildings slowly. Not like New York, but at the same time, Philadelphia doesn't go through the boom and bust cycles like New York either. It's just because I think the lenders and the developers of Philadelphia are a lot more cautious. In New York, there's so much money flooding in that it's very easy to put up the buildings. Though it is more difficult to get all the approvals, getting the financing, I think, for New York is easier because a lot of the banks are headquartered there and the banks feel comfortable with lending for New York City. Philadelphia is more like a second-tier city, though it is hoping to be a first-tier city, and it's working towards that. But I think the lenders in Philadelphia and the lenders in the US and internationally look at Philadelphia in a more cautious way. Another view of the two buildings. Looking more from a northeast perspective. And this building, as you can see, is the Comcast Center. That's where Comcast has its national headquarters. As you might know, it's Comcast, NBC Universal. And so here's the other building right next door that Comcast has also put up. What a great change they're making to the downtown area of Philadelphia. There's a lot of this construction going on where people and developers and the city are all cooperating to try to make the downtown area of Philadelphia much more lively. Like right behind me, in fact, is a beer garden. And so that's just an example of how they're trying to make it easier for people to spend time after work in the city, spend their money in the city. And it works out for everyone. More revenue for the businesses, more revenue for the city, more services for the citizens. So it's a win-win. This is the beer garden that I was talking about. It's called the Uptown Beer Garden. And there you can see it, right there. And right near City Hall, or just a few blocks away from City Hall. But just to give you perspective, as we turn to the left, that's the Comcast Center. You know, and you look down the street, you see all the other buildings down there, and people just going to the beer garden after work. Now, Philadelphia was not always like this. A lot of people would work in the city and quickly go home, go on the light rail trains back home to the suburbs. But like in the last 30 years, everyone has made a big effort to revitalize the downtown area and to make it much more interesting to live and work and socialize in Philadelphia.